Everyone talks about closure, about healing your inner child. But no one talks about how to survive a breakup without losing your identity. This isn't about moving on. It's about locking down. These 8 tips aren't romantic. They're brutal. Welcome to the dark side of breakups. This is self-preservation. Let's start the podcast right now. Yo, if you're tired of spinning your wheels in the gym, my man, and if you're also struggling with low energy, lack of results, and feeling invisible to everyone around you, you need to stop trying random workouts, my dude. And also, cut out the cookie cutter diets. Those fail because they never train your mindset first. Click the link in the show notes and start Alpha Body Blueprint today. This is the only system that builds confidence, discipline, and masculine energy, and get the lean, shredded physique you want. You are listening to the Masculine Mindset Show, a podcast for men to develop a backbone, a masculine purpose, if you will, and get more physically attractive, and even become more mentally healthy. All you men listening, I turn nice introverts into fit, self-entitled savages, if you will. And you might even become a little cocky as a result of your G status. More importantly, you guys, I also show you how to flirt and date more women and seal the deal. Just look at the show notes. They are all on my blog articles. Let's get into the content. Let me say something most guys never want to hear. If you have feelings for her and she doesn't feel the same, you've already lost. The power dynamic's dead. You are negotiating from weakness. You're hoping, fantasizing, chasing validation, and she knows it. This isn't about being heartless. This is about never putting yourself in a position where your emotions are held hostage by a girl who doesn't even flinch. I learned this the hard way when I was with Emily. I didn't fall out of love. No, I did not fall out of love. I just couldn't afford to feel it anymore. So I flipped the switch. I shut it off. And I walked away emotionally unavailable because survival demanded it. So I suggest you listen to my words on this episode today, brothers, because this one is definitely not for men that have too much empathy. This episode, you guys, we're going back a little bit in my life, because I have to tell you something. When I was in this dark mindset where I had to reassess how I approached my relationship with this girl who I was seeing, as you guys already know. If you heard my earlier podcast, you've heard her on my show already, but I don't want to talk about that. I'm going to simply talk to my younger self right now. So, if you are seeing someone and she has more indifference than you, she's indifferent, she's nonchalant, she's unfazed by the relationship, then this is going to be a hard episode to hear. Hope you know that right now, you guys. It's going to be a hard episode to hear. So, I'm going to let you know right now, this one's going to hurt. But only if you still got feelings left. If you're a man and you have emotions for a girl who doesn't feel the same about you, you've already lost the power dynamic, period. This episode isn't about being cold for attention. It's about survival. It's about becoming emotionally unavailable because you had no other choice. That's what I lived with Emily, you guys. That's what I lived with Emily. Towards the very end, I couldn't say the words "I don't love you" anymore because I didn't stop loving her. I just couldn't feel anything anymore. So I flipped the switch. I flipped it, brothers. If you guys watch the show called The Vampire Diaries, this is a good example of what I did. I fucking turned off my humanity. So, lean in and listen here. If you have feelings for a girl and she doesn't have those same feelings back, I'm going to tell you right now, you've already lost. You've already lost, okay? I hate to say that too, but you have already lost. So, I'm going to tell you right now, when you are in the dating game, you are playing with fire, and that fire is your fucking emotional mind. This is what you have to consider. Why emotion is a power leak. Every guy wants to believe he can be emotional and powerful. But when your feelings outpace hers, you're no longer the chooser. You're waiting. You're hoping. You're mentally chasing her energy. She senses it. And whether she respects you or not, the spell is broken. Here's one of the rules of masculine power, you guys. Are you ready? The one who feels more is the one who waits. And the one who waits bleeds. Now, I'm not saying that to be literal, so don't misinterpret me. What I mean is your power is leaking. That's what that means, you guys. So when I say bleed, I mean you just had a power leak. No masculine power, you guys. Now, this next part. So I covered why emotion is a power leak. Now, the next part to this podcast, you guys, right now. This is a fast-moving podcast today, so lean in and listen. What emotional unavailability really is, brothers. Let's clear this one thing up right now, okay? Being emotionally unavailable isn't about getting rid of all of your fucking feelings and becoming a sociopath. Which, if you've read my article on my website, How to Become Emotionally Unavailable, it suggests otherwise. However, I want to have this different approach because I know my article on my website is extremely intense. So, I wanted to clear this up. It's not about turning off all of your emotions. No. Okay? It's about weaponizing selective detachment. Okay, I'll say that one more time. It's not about being a sociopath. It's about weaponizing selective detachment. Okay? It's the ability to cut your own heart out of a situation that would otherwise destroy you. Okay? That's so profound. Selective detachment, it's the ability to cut your own heart out of a situation that would otherwise destroy you. Does that make sense? Okay. It's a cold resolve to say I still feel something, but I will not let it affect my behavior. Not today, not again. So we get into the breakups part. If you at all notice that she isn't feeling that same way towards you, here's what you do, brothers. Turn off your fucking feelings now, okay? Turn it off, okay? Turn off your feelings now. Because if she feels like not even in that same amount of feelings that you're giving to her, guess what? It's time to turn it off. It's time to turn it off. Flip the switch, brothers. Flip the switch, okay? Matt Guy Valley would be proud of you if you did that, you guys, because I'm going to tell you right now, if a woman ever doesn't feel anything remotely like any of those feelings towards you, she's not reciprocating what you've given her, then it's time to turn off your fucking emotions, okay? And I mean that, quite literally. So, stop acting like she's the one and only. She's the one and only. Because guess what, brothers? The minute you start getting into your feelers, okay, here's what that communicates to her. She's turned off because women are turned on by masculinity, okay? I hope that makes sense, you guys. I really hope that makes sense. So, you need to learn that when it comes to breakups, women move on faster than men. And this is common sense. A lot of my listeners are nodding their heads right now. Okay, I know you are. But guess what? I was exposed to the dark side of emotional detachment. okay? A long time ago. I told you that already. But I'll tell you guys this right now. If you find my podcast called Unorthodox Dark Way to Move On from Previous Relationships, understand this. That is my podcast on emotional detachment, if you want to listen to it. But the tangent I'm getting at here is this. You need to learn to turn off the switch of your emotions when the time is right. Because guess what, you guys? If she doesn't feel that same way towards you, she's not reciprocating, guess what? You're fucked. You're fucked. And if you act like that, just getting into your feelers even more when she doesn't feel that way, hate to say this to you, but she's going to get so turned off that she'll probably cheat on you. So I have some news for you, brothers. Do yourself the favor of learning to flip the switch, okay? Now, let's keep moving forward. Don't mind me, I just have a little bit of a cold, but let's go. How to become emotionally unavailable, step by step. Stop labeling your emotions as noble. Feeling something doesn't make you loyal. Acting on those feelings when they cost you your frame, that makes you weak. Okay, say that one more time. Stop labeling your emotions as noble. Feeling something doesn't make you loyal. Acting on those feelings when they cost your frame, that is what makes you weak. Okay? I hope that makes sense, you guys. You should not be acting on your feelings if it costs you your masculinity, okay? Now, next step. Take inventory of your inner simp, okay? I don't really like the term simp, you guys, but I'll say this right now, okay? I'll say this. The only time I'll call you a simp is if you are giving her too much of your attention and time when you have better things to do, okay? Listen to me, brothers. When you have limited availability, your value goes up. Say that one more time. When you have limited availability, your value goes up. That also includes emotional availability. Now, some of you women might hate that because a lot of you women out there, I've noticed that you end up with emotional unavailable guys. Well, here's the thing, girls. If you don't like that, here's what I suggest you actually consider. You want to know why you're actually turned on by a guy that's like that? It's because limited availability increases a man's value. Now, let's go. Remember, take inventory of your inner simp. That's what I said, right? Ask yourself this question. Where am I still hoping she tests first? Where am I softening my edge to keep her around? Third step to becoming emotionally unavailable. Train yourself to withhold emotion, not suppress it. Say that one more time. Train yourself to withhold emotion, not suppress it. Guys, listen to me. I want to make myself very clear to all of you. Don't suppress your emotions, okay? I talked about this on my interview with Hannah Spanky. Have you heard that episode? How to demonstrate vulnerability. Don't fight your emotions. We all have them, okay? I'll talk about the sociopath part in a little bit, but I will say this to you guys. If you turn off all of your emotions, you are becoming a sociopath. So don't do that. Now, just understand this. If you suppress your emotions, you're a ticking time bomb. You're a ticking time bomb and you will explode. Now, let's keep fucking going. You withhold emotion, not suppress it. This is a power move, okay? This is a power move. That's how rulers operate. Not from tantrums, not from confessions, containment. Now, the next step to becoming emotionally unavailable, okay? Practice cold rituals, okay? Just give you 4 steps. First step, stop labeling your emotions as noble. Second step, take inventory of your inner simp. Third step, train yourself to withhold emotion, not suppress it. Fourth step, practice cold rituals. Now, this part here, is he wants to burn the letters you've never sent, okay? Unfollow without flinching. Look at her photo, then delete it with a blank face. Expressionless, all right? That's where Adam comes into play, right? Because, guys, listen to me. Something about emotional unavailability is stoicism and emotional unavailability is both very similar, okay? Why do I say that? It's because when you're unfazed, you often withhold emotion, okay? That's really, I would go as far as to say that emotional unavailability and stoicism both go hand in hand, okay? Because when you're unfazed and you show no emotion around people, often that kind of freaks them out. But there's value in stoicism, you guys. Know what you can control, okay? When you know what you can control without trying to control the uncontrollable, if that makes sense, that's stoicism in a nutshell. Now, I'm going to get to the next part of emotional unavailability. There's a huge caveat, you guys. Huge caveat, okay? It's a waste of energy to attempt to control the things you cannot control. What do I mean by that, okay? What do I mean by that? Your dark side often jumps to conclusions. The ends justify the means, okay, you guys? I'm going to give credit to Zach Zeller. A lot of you know I've interviewed this guy on my podcast. Scroll through my podcast library, you guys. Find it. It's called How to Enhance Masculinity. How to Enhance Masculinity. Okay? And we both discuss this. Anyways, what Zach taught me, you guys, is Zach reminded me that becoming emotionally unavailable is a mechanism for your ego to defend itself by lowering your effective range. Does that make sense? So basically, what Zach reminded me is that you are not in control, okay? So the caveat is to let you all know that you should never try to control your emotions. I'll say that one more time. Never try to control your emotions. Because if you do, it comes off as passive-aggressive, okay? It'll come off as passive-aggressive, all right? Now, I'm getting into part of my article now, guys. Listen to me. This next part is going to go really dark, okay? It's going to go further into emotional unavailability, all right? So stay with me. I'm going to go a little darker. Are you ready? First step, master your emotions. Actually, I covered the tactical steps, right? The first 4. Now, this next part right here, I'm going to talk about 4 more steps to becoming completely emotionally unavailable. And I'm going to warn you now, don't take this too far. I've learned this the hard way. Okay? So the next 4 steps. First point, master your emotions. Okay? Now, second step, become emotionally unavailable. Okay? Now, remember this, you guys. Your ego is your dark side. Hope you know that right now. So don't fight your ego. Instead, become emotionally unavailable for yourself. Don't fight your ego. Instead, become emotionally unavailable to even deal with your ego. Does that make sense? No, let's keep fucking going. Third step, turn off your emotions. You heard me correctly. You heard me correctly, you guys. Flip the switch. Flip the switch. Turn it off. Now, again, huge caveat to this. This is not becoming a sociopath, okay? This is not, all right? But if you turn all of it off, all of it, because I've learned this the hard way myself, I have seen people look at my eyes and get scared because all they see is just darkness. It's just black. So I'm going to tell you right now, don't go too far into this territory here, okay? So this is my tactical guide here to turning off your emotions, okay? Feel your emotions surface when you have those feelings come up of that girl, and then here's what you do. You shut them down, okay? That's what you do. I'm dead serious. This is called self-preservation, okay? And yes, that is how people survived years ago when we were just in caveman times, okay? Hope you know that, you guys. I hope you know that. Back then, they had to do that when people would try to cross them. They had to be cold. They had to do this. They had to go out there and provide for their family. But this is more about relationships. I'm just giving you that as an example. Now, fourth step. This is the very last step, okay? Attention-based meditation, okay? Transmutation through attention. Are you ready? Transmutation through attention. Here's what you do. Do me a favor. Feel those emotions come up, okay? Feel those emotions. Pay close attention to those emotions, okay? Just pay close attention, all right? Now, monitor that part of you that wants to feel those feelings, okay? Monitor them, and just relax and breathe. Relax and breathe and monitor that part of you that wants to feel those feelings, okay? Allow them to come through during this meditation, okay? Transmutation through attention, you guys. Attention-based meditation. It's the same thing, okay? So, what you do is you put your attention on your emotions, okay? So, do me a favor, just breathe and relax. And allow yourself to feel those emotions during this meditation. You hear the music right now, right? I hope you're listening. Brothers, listen to me. Do me a favor and just relax, okay? Eyes closed. Relax. Keep your eyes closed, okay? Now, lastly, here's what you do. Do not fight your emotions during this meditation. You just breathe. Allow it to come through. Because listen to me, you guys. As I said, you want to know when to flip the switch. So, open up your eyes now, you guys. I just took you through a little mini meditation that's called transmutation through attention. Now, listen to me, you guys. Do me a favor. Leave me a 5-star review. I know this was a pretty dark podcast, but understand this. I gave you guided steps to become emotionally unavailable for girls, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is not about emotional detachment. It isn't. What this is about, though, is that limited availability increases your value. That means even if you think women that you're listening, you're getting really mad at me for hearing this episode, I'm going to let you know right now, girls, limited availability increases a man's value. So don't get mad at me. Get mad at the fucking rules of being high value, all right? That's just the facts. Now, I love you guys. Peace out.